Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to OGs of the Soy. I'm here with Mario Rudeboy Saeed.
What's going on?
What an absolute honor. Thank you for coming on. How are you?
I'm good, bro. How are you?
Very well, thank you. I just want to move this a little bit towards
Close
you.
up. Yeah, there you go.
Because it was going in mine. Brilliant. That sounds better now.
That's better, yeah?
Awesome, bro. Welcome to Thailand. I know you are no stranger to Thailand. Bit of an OG around here.
Yep.
For those of you that don't know you and your past, especially to do with Thailand, can you just tell us a little bit about your history?
Yeah, thanks for having me, brother. So I used to live in Phuket. I used to teach a Phuket top team. So every time coming in for a camp, when I used to fight Obama, Cage Warrior, Brave, Bellator, I used to come down to Phuket and I was teaching a Phuket top team, teaching a Jiu-Jitsu and teach a little bit of boxing and Tiger Muay Thai. So I did that for 10 years. I stayed there 10 years,
wow.
Back and forward and stay for 6 months, 9 months.
What kind of time? What years were those? Like 2000?
From 2010 all the way to 20.
Wow.
Yeah. I did it. I came for 1 week the first time I come to Phuket, right? And I thought I'm gonna stay for like a week, see what it's like. And then that week ended up with a 6 month. And then the rest of it, I was like, listen, this is the place you need to live, right? Mm-hmm. So I kind of find out how to, at the time I was still a fighter, so trying to make money to make a living. And I figured out how to do it, and man, I love this place. This place has been my home for a long time.
And back then, I mean, Top Team is no longer with us.
Yeah.
But it really was, Top Team and Tiger was the only places on the Soy that were
It was.
MMA
I don't know if you remember, like back in the day, it was just a jungle. It was Tiger, and it was a top team, and the rest of it was a jungle. You couldn't barely see anything, literally. And it felt like ages to go from A to B because it was so empty. And like, if you remember back in the day, that top team was all the top UFC fighters, the old school. They used to always go there, train there, and even Tiger Muay Thai, like they have so many high level UFC fighter, Muay Thai fighters, grappler, they used to go there. So I started there and I saw a few of the old school coaches and I thought, you know what, it's a high level stuff down here, I need to improve my games.
Amazing, man. And in terms of you yourself then, like obviously a professional mixed martial artist, second degree black belt, can you tell us kind of like where did the martial arts journey begin for you?
Yeah, so I was young, I was really, really young, like 8 years old. I went to wrestling. My dad's a wrestler. Start with boxing, and then I just keep training, but it was never proper into it, And then when I was 13, I went to this dojo, and I'm seeing all these guys and wearing gis, and they choke each other off. Well, you know what? I was always a trouble kid, even since I was young, and I thought, I need something to discipline me, and then I just never look back. I've been doing it all my life, really. I don't think I know anything better to do.
Wow.
Yeah. And then the jiu-jitsu, I do boxing and wrestling, and I remember one time I had a fight with a guy, and some girl put a choke on me. At the time, I didn't even know what a choke was, right? Mm-hmm. And next thing you know, I'm letting go unconscious. And I was like, fuck this shit, I need to learn this game. The boxing didn't help me. So I when I wake up, I said, did someone hit me in the back of the head? Then someone real nigga choked you. So that's how the BJJ come about as well. And then I went to the dojo. I see everybody wear these pajamas and gis, and I'm like, yeah, this is good. So I've been doing a lot of gi stuff, and now I'm signed contracted to Polaris. A few fight in Polaris, and I compete regularly. I just came back. I had 4 years off, and I come back. I come out of retirement to compete at BJJ. One of my students who recently come to Thailand about 5 months ago, he caught staph infection and died on the way home.
This was the one that was publicized?
That's my student from my gym. So I had Ray from very young age. From 14, I had Ray until he was 18. Every day he was fighting me. Coach, I need to go to Thailand. So I finally asked him, Mom and Dad, listen, let's send him to Phuket, and this is the place he's gonna be. And him and one of my other students here, he caught staph infection. And I told him to go to pharmacy, do your stuff, and then before he got to the plane, I spoke to him. He said he see me tomorrow. And then when the plane go to the air, the staff hit his lungs, and then they have to land the emergency plane in Malaysia. So even though we was waiting for him to arrive, and then I got a phone call from the hospital say he's in a coma. And I become really big. I had a good life. I mean, I got good life in UK. You know, I retired after I lost my fight with Benoit Saint-Denis, which is ranked number 3, 4 in UFC. You know, I thought I'm done with this. But Ray used to always ask me, look, coach, you gotta compete the jiu-jitsu. You're so good at grappling, but you never show grappling. And I was like, so I came out of retirement and I competed at Polaris and I raised money for Ray and yeah,
amazing,
that's why I'm
man. I mean, it's amazing that, you know, a horrible experience has led to, you know, you getting back on the mat in your students' honor and and raising money to help the cause. But a crazy experience for anyone to go through, like your student, coming out here, almost trying to follow your footsteps,
absolutely.
You know, as a coach once upon a time. I feel the emotion, bro. Like,
do you know what really hit me? You know, is I got a biggest gym in UK. I got one of probably the biggest in UK. You know, Trojan Free Fighter, Bristol. And I got so many students, you know, and when you become a coach, you know, then it's not about you anymore, you know. I was about my student. I did my time, I did my fighting and stuff. Now I put everything into my younger generation who's coming up. And Ray was one of them. He was a 6'2" big guy, loved Muay Thai, loved Jiu-Jitsu. He was so obsessed with it. And I used to always say, man, you gotta just show the world how good your grappling is. You know, you got to wrestle, you got to stop. And I was like, shut up, man. I'm not into this. Some people put, I got too much money. I don't want to run or do anything. And it give me a purpose of have a reason. And in a fight game or even in jiu-jitsu or anything you do, especially you do at high level, know the local scene. If you're not in it fully, you're going to get hurt.
Yeah.
So I need to have something to have a reason for me to do it. I mean, I lost over 18 kilo, you know, to get back to the shape and competing, which I'm competing this Saturday again, by the way.
Amazing. And I'm sure it's be in honor of your student,
yeah,
Ray.
Absolutely.
And can I ask you though, like, of course you got such a big academy, you know, over 2,000, you know, people in your academies. Like, obviously they know this story, they know why you're out there. Like, what do you tell them about, for example, staff and coming out here? And because that's obviously really scary what happened.
Do you know, one thing is really irritate me, even in Thailand, staph infection is so common. And it's kind of, because it's a Thailand, people come here in a holiday mood. You know, they want to do their training, get as much as they can do, and then go back home. What do they realize? If you catch a staff, turn up to training, you're going to easily pass on to everyone else's. And they don't realize how serious it is. People like young man like Ray, which have absolutely zero medical anything, you know, never been ill, never, you know, he's a young guy, and caught him and done it. That's one life gone because someone turned up to that gym, and had a staph infection, you know. I spoke to the gym he was in. I know they was very, like, I get it. What they say, this is Thailand. Everybody got it, you know. But eventually could be avoided, you know. Like, I always look at myself if I go, like, especially in my gym in UK. Even if you have a sport, you gotta show me what you have right now. You know, because we don't want to pass it on. And it's devastating because my rest of my students, like, they're like, do you really want to go to Thailand if it's that serious? You know?
Yeah.
And I ain't gonna lie, it break me, bro. You know, I know I'm tough. I don't need to prove to anyone I'm tough. I know I've been through a lot in life. And nothing break me like Ray break me, you know, because I had him since he was young. I had him since I built the gym. I throw him in the back of a van to pick up the mats and stuff, put it down when we open a new gym.
Wow.
You know, he was one of the young one who helped out with the kids class. Ray, pass me this. Ray, get me this. Ray, do me that. He's like my right-hand man when I'm in the gym.
Wow.
But listen, if he's watching, this Saturday I'm going to put a show on for him again. So
amazing, bro.
I'm going to go out there, I'm going to take this guy's limp off.
Let's do it, brother.
I can't wait.
Hey, who are you fighting?
Well, my opponent pulled out 2 days ago. This is another thing is kind of pissed me off. It's always people pulling out last minute.
Even with grappling? Yeah,
pulling out all the time. Like, I can show you a message, you know. The guy said I spoke to 3 black belt, and he said he will fight anybody in UK, and I said I got Mario Saeed. He said, nah, it's too much for me. I show you the message on WhatsApp, like literally got it in here. And then I fight a guy called Mitch something, but he's 2-time Cage Warrior champion. So he was a Cage Warrior belt. He pulled off the boogie choke on Cage Warrior. He's a good grappler, I think. But it just go out there and have fun. It's a jiu-jitsu game. Like, no disrespect to the jiu-jitsu community, but I mean, I done MMA. Like, I'm not gonna be worried about somebody hugging me for 10 minutes. You know what I mean? What's the worst thing? If you do MMA, jiu-jitsu will become easy. Worst case scenario, just stop. That's it. It's mean absolutely nothing. So I'm gonna go out there. I'm gonna have fun. For me, it's coming out to Thailand, especially this time after a long time off. I never come back nearly 5 years. For me, it's like getting a shape, getting a good mindset.
Awesome.
And probably coming back here now is the best thing I did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you done some grappling out here?
Oh man, I train with the best Mega.
Magomed.
Magomed. If you don't know the guy, you should check it out, bro. This guy is a legend, man. I trained down Phuket Grappling Academy. It was one of my friend Ben. He owned it. If you out there, guys, listen. If you're a grappler, you need to come to the gym. And by the way, they don't pay me to promote them, just to let you know. But they are the best. Every day there are so many killers on the mat. Like you just get shocked. Like you see a blue belt tapping a black belt for fun. That's the level they're over there. And I've been around the world. I've been in so many high level BJJ gym. And honestly, hands on heart, I can say he's one of the best gym. And if you ever get a chance to run with a Mega, it will cook you. And the reason I tell you this, first time I rode with him, I went on my motorbike and I questioned my life. Yeah, that's how bad he cooked me. And I love the style he does. He's a student of the game. He's a new generation of jiu-jitsu, and the way he break down, he explain everything. And honestly, that kind of style is what fascinates me quite a lot. It's like, I never seen it before. I'm so used to jiu-jitsu art. But if you don't know, like, maybe you should go to the gym roll with him, you're gonna find out.
Yeah, he's folded me multiple times.
Man, like, listen, I remember my hips was facing that way, my back, my neck, and I was looking at him and I'm talking. Every time I roll, I don't shut up. I just keep talking. I'm like, what are you doing? He said, I'm cooking you. I literally, at that point, I never been shut up in my life. I'm like, shit, what do I answer to this? Yeah, because he's like, come on, he's just gonna hold me there. He's gonna do it. And he's like, I'm cooking you. And he did cook me, because I went on that small bike, 15-minute ride home. I questioned every session I had in my life. But yeah, I Phuket Grappling Academy, one of the best.
Amen, I believe.
One of the best, honestly. And I got academy, right? I will be trying to change my style, the way how Meg teaching it, and trying to teach my student back home like that. The intensity, the ferocious, it's just different level.
I love Ben's warm-ups.
Oh yeah,
because I come from a lot of those warm-ups.
Hip escape, yeah,
which is a very traditional style.
Yeah, traditional. Well, my coach is like Professor Olavo. I love Olavo. It's just, but the Ben's warm-ups are better. Yeah. So when I go back home, I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna fucking change the whole fucking back forward rolling. There's no point rolling forward, backward 3 hours. And then okay, now we do the third drill. Nah, let's just start the drill. And I think that's really good. I kind of get it why people outside UK, they do all these roly-poly and stuff, because it's very cold. Does that make sense?
It warms up the body.
It warms up the body, moving around and stuff. But if you live in Thailand, you don't need to do roly-poly. You can just stay still and you're sweating. That's your warm-up. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's depend on the weather and stuff. But I like that. I've been there every day, man. You know what? I avoided cauliflower air for 15 years, right? Fucking got it last week. It's that big. I look ugly as hell. So I look forward to training, and then Saturday, have fun.
Awesome, man. Wishing best of luck for that.
Thank you.
Let's kind of rewind the tape a little bit more about you, Mario. Like, what's you're very proud Kurdish ethnicity. You come out holding the flag.
Yeah.
But what is your kind of ethnicity background? Where did you grow up?
So, my mom is Italian, my dad's Kurdish, right? That's a mix. That's a badass mix, one of them terrorists, one of them mafia. So yeah. My mom and dad, they break up, and I had a rough upbringing. My mom got killed in front of me when I was young. Yeah, so I just have to live with that all the time, going foster to foster.
What country were you?
I was in Kurdish, and my mom got killed in front of me when I was back home.
In Iraq.
Yeah, in Iraq, and then when I did with. I came to UK when I was young. My dad took me to UK, and I've been in a foster, this, and then find out fighting when I was like young age, trying to do some sort of martial art. I always been an angry kid, and going on the wrong path and finally find the right path. And when I opened like Trojan, and I thought, okay, what's the purpose of Trojan? Like, why would I want to do this? I don't do it for money. I'm doing good in life.
When did you open it?
In 2020.
2020. In the COVID.
In the COVID.
Just end.
In the COVID. And what I do so far, like, we do a lot of charity stuff. We're part of the biggest ultra MMA, ultra boxing. We raise over 36 million. Give it to Cancer Research UK. We give a lot of, we do food bank in Trojan. We feed 100 home every Wednesday. That's me providing all of that and trying to give stuff back to the community, because I grew up with nothing when I was young. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, well, now I got stuff. What can I do with it? I ain't gonna take it with me. Yeah. I'm gonna die at some point, so let's give back as much as we can. And back to my childhood, from what I remember, I try not to remember, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah. I try not to, you know, when you see when you're 8 years old, you see your mom kill in front of you and you bleed out, like, what the fuck?
Yeah, man.
You know, it's gonna stay with your fucking head forever. So I tried to suppress my demon in the back of my head, you know, and, you know, I used to push it away and not, until I realized to face it. Mm-hmm. That's when I become free.
Amen.
Yeah, that's when I become free, and now, so you know what? I can't change the past, but I can definitely change it tomorrow. So that's what I'm trying to do nowadays. You know, someone asked me, funny enough, earlier, he's like, we got a few of us here with me. There's about 20 plus people with me this time we came back. And he's like, Coach, are you happy? I said, what's happiness? Happiness don't exist. Happiness is a moment that we make. We try to share as long as we can before it disappears. And he says, so what do you want in life? Peace. I want to find a peace. And you only find a peace within you. And this is what I'm looking for every day. Every day I'm trying to find peace, trying to be as calm, collective as I can be. And when I'm like this, life is good.
But you feel peace on the mat when you're running.
Oh man, you know what? You know, like I used to always say, some people do drugs, some people do drink, some people go to mosque, some people go to church. For me, it's when I do on the mat, I feel free. I don't think, I close my eyes. Even when I roll, I close my eye. Nice. And I just feel, and for me, that's my meditation. That's when I most feel like, for that hour or two, I just have to, I got no worry in the world. And believe it or not, sometimes it's no fun. Go try with roll with Megamov, he's choking you the hell out the other way. But even that part, even the bleeding, the cauliflower air, the sweat, out of breath, I just love every minute of it. You know, it's that's, yeah. For anybody out there who doesn't do jiu-jitsu, I don't know why. Like you gotta do it at some point in your life. Even if you do a 2 session a week or 1 session a week, you know, yeah. or some sort of martial art. But for me, jiu-jitsu is the one.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Obviously you had an extremely, tough event in your childhood, but can you tell us anything about like living in Iraq in those times? Like, was it? To
be honest, from most what I remember is like I used to go from house to houses. I was hiding because my dad was working for the government. My dad was a contract killer for the government. So when they tried to do him, they couldn't do him. So they tried to do him on me and my mom, and
But this was in the wartime, right?
Wartime, back in the day.
Saddam Hussein.
Yeah, all that crap, and from like people in England grow up with a PlayStation, Xbox, and your own bedroom. We grew up with an AK-47 and 9mm clock, right? That's just the life. You see a bomb blowing off, you're not even hiding anymore. You're just like a normal day carrying about your day, and he's like, oh, it's just a bomb, it's fine. That's the sort of life over there. That's why. And this crazy thing is like when you come to Western country, like someone like England, you're like, shit, you got PlayStation, Xbox, what the fuck? Do you got TV? You got your own room? Like, used to be 10 of us live in the same room. Good luck to have any privacy. You know what I mean? So that's why like when I fight, I represent England and Kurdistan. I'm really, really proud to be part of England. England changed my life, which is why I give so many people back. I feed 100 veteran, the military guys every week, trying to give the ex-military guy, trying to give back to UK, because for me, England opened an arm for me with an open arm, and it made the guy who I am today. So I'm forever grateful for that. And I hate it when somebody talk bad about UK. I personally do, because I'm like, this country changed so many people's life. That's the fact,
I just haven't got a good word to say about the weather.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. Do you know what I was going to say? Believe it or not, right? I've been around the world and I travel quite a lot. If you look at my IG, my Instagram, every day I'm in a different country. But honestly, I always miss that shitty weather sometimes. You know, I go back in and I'm like, I miss the weather. Then about 3 days later, like, okay, I quit. I hate it again. It's cold. It is not good.
It is, man. And I mean, the reason why I also wanted to talk about Iraq is because we've sponsored quite a few Kurdish fighters as well, and I know you know quite a few of them. But for example, Namo, Mohammed Salah, you know, and OG is actually getting some traction in Kurdistan, in Iraq. And
Dino,
when I see Iraq though on these boys' stories, it looks like quite a nice place now.
Yeah, so we are Kurdish, so we're not in Baghdad or thing. So we are outside of Iraq and Kurdistan. So for example, I was the first Kurdish OG who fly on TV representing the Kurdish flag, the tattoo on my arm. You know, I got the flags there. Yeah, but now I see so many good fire come through. Like, you know, we go Mac one is fire UFC before now, and we had Alan, and then obviously Namo is another young monster. Like honestly, people don't know how good Namo is. You know, I think Namo's got quite a lot of potential to be a star as long as he keep his head down. We got Muhammad, another one. There's just so many of us coming in. And OG, by the way, is big over there now. Everybody talk about it because, you know, all of these guys wearing it. They're like, oh, you know what is this OG thing? Even the one I called Namo, I was like, look, because you did the promotion videos like last year or something like this really good video wearing the white gloves and thing. I'm like, bro, I like that brand. Where is it? He's like, oh, I'm sponsored by OG. Is a new shop next to the Gorilla in Phuket in the Soy. I was like, wow, I'm gonna check it out when I go back. Let's see what's going on.
Awesome,
but yeah,
man.
Listen, the brand look amazing, bro.
Thank you.
I love it.
But I mean, one thing I've noticed, right? I mean, we've sponsored over 50, 60 athletes from around the world, from around the gyms, and it's been great, like real international. But like the Kurdish people and the Kurdish fighters, bro, like it's like it is a real like team, bro.
Like, do you know what it is?
You guys are all together,
bro.
Like.
When one of us go to fight, we all go to fight, and I mean that. Like if I go on a show, I have a problem, right? And then let's say randomly, the guy don't even know me. The second you know I'm Kurdish, you jump in an argument for no reason. And look at my TikTok. I got 500 million view on there. I got 500,000 follower. I used to buy a T-shirt which said, for example, OG. I put a link on there. Next thing is about 100 things. Even now in UK, I'm the biggest ticket seller. I sell most show. Any show I go, I can sell out on myself. I can sell out arena on a BJJ show. And every promoter will back me up on that. When I phoned Bama, I sold over 2,000 tickets. You know, just for the I make more money on my ticket sales than actually my purse. That's a fact. You know, so the reason is because we love fighting and we like to sport our own. And then the good thing is, you know, we go good or bad, don't get me wrong. Some of them like, but majority will support you. Majority, like if you wore that thing, I'm like, oh, you look nice on him, he must be good. Now Namo did that. I saw a Namo. Look at my OG. Do you like it, by the way? It looks sexy. Check out the OG thing. It's one of the best. I love that material.
Yeah, I mean, one example I've got to give, like we've been in 5 world title fights, 1 championship, sponsored like people with huge followings, right? Yeah. But there's no one that's come to my shop, right? A guy came to my shop saying, I want these shorts because our champion Namo wears them. I was like, what?
Like literally, like, that's what it is.
Everyone's behind it, bro. Like the fighters of Kurdistan, the people are behind it. It's amazing.
Is now, especially now, MMA's kind of grow up over there. So now they televise it. Like so, someone like Namo, when he fight on TV, boom, they put it live on an international TV. So you get view. I remember I fought Benoit Santini, right? The Prime Minister called me. The Kurdish Prime Minister. So he said, hi, this is that. And I was like, who? My manager's like, do you want to speak to Kurdish Prime Minister? I was like, who? I thought it's winding me up, honestly. He said, oh, this guy called Khubat Talabani, he's a deputy of prime minister, but also his brother's a prime minister. And I was like, I mean, if he FaceTimed me, so I Googled the person first, like, let's see if it's really him. And then he FaceTimed me out. He was like, listen, I'm so proud of you. Tonight we're going to put a fight on live on our national TV. And it was an Abu Dhabi show, which is the first hour viewed by over 800 million people around the world. The pay-per-view was crazy. And I was like, my Instagram went back in the day from 30,000 to 200,000 within overnight. Like literally within a week, it went like 100,000+. I used to get notification from my Instagram say, look, we're gonna block you, because they don't realize why so many people moving out. And Namo's gonna be the thing, because I just find out he's behind him as well now. So all Namo's fight from now on is gonna be live on TV over there too.
Amazing, man.
Yeah, he just told me on the way here, he's like, I got a fight in Dubai. He asked me to be in his corner, so hopefully I'm gonna fly out there.
Sick. Amazing, man.
Yeah.
Amazing. Your MMA career, like, what was your highlight?
Do you know what? Honestly, when I started MMA, I don't think I ever was in it for to go far. Does that make sense? I was in it because I want to fight to get out of trouble, and then all of a sudden I had loads of army, then turn pro, and then I realized I'm actually really good at this shit. And like, fuck, I used to train once a week, you know. I used to do the BJJ every day, wrestle, but never like turn up to intensity for fight training. You know, when you do like, okay, I'm in a fight camp.
Yeah.
It's a bit different turn up once a week, once a day to train as normal, no intensity, to comparing, I'm in a fight camp now, I gotta train at least 2-3 times a day, eat right, sleep right, you know, everything have to be correct. I fought for Obama world title. I was a cage rate champion, multiple local champion, UIC champion. I had all the belts. I moved up a weight. I actually went a middleweight, which, believe it or not, was a 70 kilo fight. I moved up to middleweight. I won a middleweight cage rate champion as well. No, rate champion, sorry. So I fought Bama, Johnson Arena in front of 20,000 people, you know, big motherfucking arena. If I look back my career, I know I could have done so much better. Like when I fought Benoit Santini, I mean, look at Benoit. I fought Benoit Santini in 2 weeks short notice, right? I took him to the third round and I broke my leg. He beat me by my doctor stoppages. The first 2 rounds, I whipped his ass, right? The guy went on, he won 10 fights in UFC with 9 bonuses, yeah? Then he fought Dustin Poirier, and the winner of Dustin and him would have fight Islam for a belt. And then when Dustin beat him, Dustin fought Islam still a champion. So, I mean, I fought some of the best, you know? Yeah. And now I'm into the jiu-jitsu. Like, I watched the Megamov Phuket grappling coach highlight on OG. He said, what do you want to be in jiu-jitsu? He said, I want to be the biggest asshole.
Yeah.
I want to be the biggest, ruthless, no mercy jiu-jitsu guy now. This is my mission. I'm going out there, honestly. I'm going to treat jiu-jitsu like ruthless. And this is why I'm here, because with these guys, they put me through the pace every day. So
I think as well, jiu-jitsu needs people that are coming to rip off arms.
Yeah.
You know, not like coming to pull guard and look pulling guard's a bad thing. But
no, let me ask you something. So I'm going to get loads of shit for this, by the way, by the jiu-jitsu community. Fuck you. You know, it's all about respect. I get it. But let's be honest, how does jiu-jitsu come to US and stuff? There was no respect. They used to go academy and bully the instructor and whip his ass, right? That's exactly what happened, right? They used to go to the academy, the Gracie family, like, oh, you're a karate guy, let's roll. Choke him out. So where's the respect on that? And this is how the jiu-jitsu separate, you know, spread all around the world by listen, my martial art is better than your art. If no, let's put it to the test.
Yeah.
So they didn't go, let's say, pull a guard to each other, or let's touch. So, you know, people can call me whatever they want to call me, but I'm a born fighter. So if I do jiu-jitsu, even if we go on a treadmill, we fight. That's how my mentality is. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna go out there, I'm gonna have fun. That's what I'm gonna do. And then eventually, this is all new to me. Even though I'm a black belt, it's all new to me. But eventually I will be, I wanna be the no mercy guy on jiu-jitsu, man.
Awesome. Who would be your dream jiu-jitsu match against?
Legend-wise, no.
Anyone that you could fight.
No, I want to beat him.
Yeah.
But my dreamest matchup would be me, just even compete against Marcelo Garcia.
Yeah.
Like, the guy was like an old school man. Like, I know he's a lot smaller, but he's my legend. And he actually followed me on Instagram. We talked to each other as well. I told him, I said, I would love to come to New York and one day. Bro,
he's fighting on one championship.
I know. It's the guy.
Looking for grapplers.
You know, hey, listen, one champion, holla at me, man. I'm on that. I will fight any division.
That could be a dream match.
Man, you know, imagine you fucking compete against Marcelo Garcia. I love it. The thing is, if you look at, people don't realize, people so into the new jiu-jitsu, right? Mm-hmm. But Marcelo Garcia back in the day was one of the baddest motherfuckers out there. You know, he was bad dude, man.
He's an OG
and OG. But the thing is, he wasn't big, but he will smash you in a scrambling. You know, the second they get to altercation, he will find a way to choke you out, especially the guillotine and taking a bag and stuff. That'd be a good match, I reckon.
Nice, man.
You know, I just like maybe I need to lose about 10 kilo and more, and plus he's old, but he's still competing though. Do you see what happened?
Still doing it.
He did that to Imanari not long ago, bro.
Yeah.
Listen, so.
That was a mad finish as well.
Yeah,
Crazy finish.
that, you know, so I rode with Imanari before, yeah, because he come to England, he do a foot log, you know, I did it, and the guy is a fucking legend of foot log. Don't give him your feet. Just go turn up to the seminar without your feet, then he'll be all right. But the way Marcelo put it on him, it was different, clinical, you know. And there's level to this, man. I honestly believe, you know, I used to think if you're a black belt, you're really good. Nowadays, I changed my whole fucking perception of black belt. There's a black belt, it's McDonald's black belt. Yeah, they just give you the belt for tenner because you pay your bills and pay your membership and shit. And there's black belt out there where they will rip your head off. So I know which black belt I want to be eventually.
Yeah.
You know, and it's a shame because people work really, really hard to get to black belt, right? And then when they get black belt, they're lazy. Have you go to the academy, yeah? And some of the coaches don't want to roll. Oh, I don't want to roll with this guy. I don't roll. Oh, yeah, roll with you. If you do that, you're a bitch, by the way. Yeah. If you're a black belt, you should roll against anybody without fear. And if they're your student tap, you should be proud of that. That means you're doing your job right. Some of the coaches don't even roll with their student. You know why? Because you're too good. So I'm going to roll with this guy. Let me beat him. You know, I might beat him. In my gym, I roll with everyone. Even if you tap me, guess what? I'm coming for you back. So that's the only way you get better.
Yeah. It's I can see how it would be tough though as a coach if you just got tapped out. Like, do
you know
you got
what?
tapped 5 times.
But let's put it another way, right? If you, let's say I'm teaching 100 people,
yeah,
and eventually my job is to they catch me.
Yeah.
So why am I teaching them? Why did they pay to be in the gym to not to look at me because I'm a good looking guy? Mm-hmm. I am good looking. Just want to put it out there. No, they pay to learn. Mm-hmm. My job is to make sure I'm beating these guys every day, and their job is to make sure they catch my ass in a submission when they can. So it's just good, healthy competition, right? Mm-hmm. And if one of my students is a white belt and beat me 5 times, guess what? I need to start questioning my black belt.
Yeah,
that's a fact. If your student beating you all the time, yeah, let's say same student you roll with him, let's say 10 minutes straight, and he beat you 5 times in a row. Don't forget about your student. Go look in the mirror and say, what belt are you yourself? Because I know none of my students will tap me 5 times in a 6-minute round or 10-minute round. Because if they do that, guess what? He should be a black belt. Oh, she's definitely world champion, better than me. Yeah. So is it different? If you reach a certain age in life, let's say you're 50 years old, got 5 kids and 2 jobs, and you tend to have to do once a week, yeah, that's different. But if you go academy and you call yourself a competitor, then you should be able to handle yourself with some of the best.
Great.
Yeah.
Tell me about the transition from going, professional MMA fighter to like coach now, and also father and
jiu-jitsu, yeah.
Jiu-jitsu.
So first of all, going from MMA to jiu-jitsu is the hardest thing. Because every time someone pull a guard on me, I want to throw an elbow to their face. Yeah? Fucking piss me off. Especially if I can't open a guard.
Yeah.
You know, some good guard, like, they open like this. I'm like, dude, did you know if this is a real MMA, my elbow make love to your face, you know? Yeah? And they said, I told someone the other day, I say, you know what they say? If you haven't got skill to pay the bill, you get beat up from feet up. And at that point, he looked at me, he's like, what does that mean? I said, I can't pass your guard. I'm going to throw an elbow in a minute because to pass, he's just too flexible. But I'm still finding sometimes to be a pure grappler, which is why when someone just do only jiu-jitsu, listen, they will fuck you some MMA guys out for fun if you do just pure jiu-jitsu, right? And but if you're an MMA guy, come to the jiu-jitsu, it takes you ages to adjust to pure. Yeah. If you tell me pull a guard on me, I would say go fuck yourself. Come on, the fuck. I said, would you pull a guard at 7-Eleven? If someone pissed you off, you wouldn't say that. Come here, man. Yeah. So that's the mentality I have. But I need to change our mindset. Mm-hmm. I want to be good at everywhere because I'm a pure grappler right now. Awesome. And to be a father, man, that's a hard part. Fighter, then father, then a coach. You just have to find a balance that everything works. I'm lucky. I'm blessed to have 2 beautiful kids.
Amazing.
Right? They both training. Yeah. Jiu-jitsu. My youngest, she's a little shit, by the way. she always go to everyone, can you beat Coach Mario? They're like, no. She's like, well, I smashed him 5 times. Yeah, she's a little
How old is she?
6, man.
6.
She beat, I put a video on my Instagram. She beat everyone up. She competed against a boy.
Wow.
I'm like, you're 10 years old. She's lovely, but she's a proper calm. She's just too good to be.
Did she train?
She trained as well, but she's very gentle. Yeah. Which my other one, if she lose, she will just chase you until you roll with them again.
I'm one of those people who think martial arts, especially jiu-jitsu, should be in the school curriculum.
Absolutely.
I just don't know why it's not.
It's just behind me. I don't see
it. It is in the UAE.
So yeah, and you know what? I teach a lot of police officer in UK. So they come there, they train jiu-jitsu. And no disrespect to police, by the way. Yeah, some of these police officers they have to train, right? The kids need to train. So I reckon if everybody do it at school, by the time you get a little bit older, whatever career you do, it will help you. I promise you. Yeah. Look at the kids who do Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. They discipline, they more confident. They should be able. They allowed to speak in front of people. I mean, I go over 400 kids in my academy, right? All the way from autistic, ADHD, people with learning difficulty, Muslim, you name it. And when I say line up, they not even allowed to go to the bathroom without putting their hands up. If their mom and dad on the phone, I'm like, excuse me, go sit in the car park. You see what I say? If you're not interested in watching your kids, why would I interested? I'm very disciplined. I'm very strict. Which you go read my feedback on Google. Yeah, go read the review. He's like, do not piss Coach Mario off. Yeah, because the way I look at it, I'm like, every kid needs a discipline. I mean, look at the society we live in, bro. The kids growing up, by the time they're 19, 18, they lost in life. They all got depression and they can't put them in the jungle. They won't survive for 2 days.
Yeah.
Look at Russian kids, how they grow up compared to Western countries, someone like UK. It's completely different. Kids' generation, they all on the iPad. They spend 8 hours at school with a teacher that we don't even know what they teach them. They're on the phone and stuff, right? So by the time they get to certain things, they have zero skill of life. Put them, your kids in a martial art. I promise you got a good future.
I really agree with you there.
That's the fact. If the kids do, especially for the girls. Look at a girl who do Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu compared to the girl who doesn't do Jiu-Jitsu. Go bully my kids, my school. Go bully my kids in school. Good luck with her. She will judo you all over the place. Yeah. Go ask my 6 years old. Yeah. Oh, sit down or something and trying to bully him. I promise you, she will choke the kid out. I know that.
And you as a parent don't have that worry.
No,
when
absolutely.
she's at school or when she's out and about, they can handle themselves.
I mean, if you put your kids into martial art, right? The first thing they're gonna learn, they learn to be comfortable in an uncomfortable position.
Yeah.
Right? Also, they learn how to solve a problem, because when someone on top of you trying to be, you're like, okay, I gotta figure this out. What am I doing if I put my hand there? So they make them think all the time. On the top of all the good stuff, yeah, you do exercises. I mean, look at some of these kids. They're like 9 years old. They're like 40 kilo. Like, that's too overweight, way overweight. They're not healthy. They're not fit. So, if I can tell any parent out there, man, just throw your kids in the jiu-jitsu. Stop protecting and hug your kids. That's not how you look after your kids. You set them up for failure if you don't do that.
And I think jiu-jitsu is like a safe failure.
It's the safest. Safe.
MMA maybe is slightly different.
Listen, I don't like my girl do MMA if I have my way. I mean, I know my younger one, she loves punching and kicking, but hopefully she doesn't choose the following path as many. I mean, do you know what? I need to say something as well about fighting. And this is hopefully most fighter will understand me. Fighting is the most loneliest sport in the world. As a fighter, people don't understand what we go through, right? We are broke. That's the fact. We have to work out extremely hard, and it's only 2% of the people make it in the world. Man, I know a fighter in UFC. I got a fighter in UFC who get $10,000 per fight. If he loses fight, he only get $10,000. Do you know what I mean? That's 8 weeks, 10 weeks of camp. By the time you pay your coaches, you pay your mat, your injury, your food, your diet, you left with $2,000. So I tell all of you out there, if you want to be a fighter, guess what? Be ready mentally, physically. That this is the hardest thing you do to get to the top.
Yeah.
And once you go to the top, yeah, let's pray that you can stay there for a long time. Getting to the top is easy now. Especially nowadays, getting in UFC is a piece of piss. Look at back in the day, you had to go through well to get to UFC. Nowadays, you beat 7 bum you in UFC. I'm not being horrible, but that's a fact. Go look at other people's record. People are like, yeah, I got 10-0. Yeah, who did you fool, bro?
But it's also like these days the social media is important. What brand have you built?
What brand?
Like, you know.
Do you know what? I had a problem. I lost my fight, right? Who did I lose? I lost against Tim Barnett in O2 Arena. I make more money than in the whole the roster together. Do you know why? Because who follow me, who watch me. So at that point, I realized, well, do I want to be rich and make money for the rest of my life for my kids, or do I want to be a famous fighter and be broke for the rest of my life? Well, I know which path I choose.
Yeah.
Because I know where I go right now. And all you youngsters out there, that's all including my student. If you want to be a fighter, there's a lot of sacrifices. Can you give up your birthday? Can you not turn up to the funeral? Can you go for weeks and months seeing your kids because you're in a training camp when you get older? Can you leave your girlfriend? Can you go to the country, some days get beat up by all the good people and feel like shit going back and come out to Thailand? I've been there, do an 8-week training camp, 2 days before you go to the fight, you break your ribs and you're making no money. Are you willing to do all of these to be a fighter? And when your answer is yes, then hopefully you'll make it. Most of these guys want to be a fighter for Instagram and Facebook. And
it's great on Instagram.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And then you got some Chechnyan guy and some Dagestani guy, eat, sleep, train. Tell him, where's the nightclub? He said, what is that? Have you drink? What does drink? Tell him, have you choked someone? Yeah, I can show you 3,000 choke. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So especially when someone come up to me in my gym, like, coach, I want to be a fighter. I said, do you really want to be a fighter? Yes. Okay, that's good. Now, are you willing to sacrifice your life for it? If they said yes, then guess what? I will help you all the way to get there. I mean, at the moment, I got a girl in my gym called Lottie. Yeah, she might as well be Mike Tyson. She touch you once, she knock you clean out. 3-5-3 knockout, right? But she does, and she got zero technique in my opinion. I know what I'm capable to make her. For a girl that size, she touch people and sleep you cold. And I looked at her, I was like, look, you go gift, you're so talented, right? But you gotta sacrifice a lot to be that top 5. Most of the UFC fighters are broke. I know half of them. And if you're not top 10, you're not making money. That's a fact. Depend. I mean, what kind of money we talking about? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Other than the it's quite a classic. A martial artist, professional fighter opens a gym. That route is there.
That route.
Are there any other routes that you've explored that you think a professional fighter after their career could get into, or just give people an idea that there are other things?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like so for example, not every fighter can be a good coach. Not every good coach could be a fighter, right? So for me to be, basically, I mean, I go very successful gym. You can see on Instagram. Go look at the number I pull. Name another gym, pull that kind of number, especially if it's not like Tiger Muay Thai. I'm in England, you know what I mean? And I'm not like a commercial gym, like weightlifting gym. I'm a fighter gym. But the reason I did what I'm doing, all the mistake I did in my career, I'm trying not to teach them. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Everything else. So I build a good environment. I'm trying to build a community. Down in Trojan, we have such a good community. Like, if you come and you have a bad day, there are so many other people trying to make you happy. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And then we go another Trojan in Gloucester. You go over there, they were like, all fighters. Good morning, fuck off, let's spar. that kind of guy. You know what I mean? It's an environment you created. But as a fighter, there's, if you fighting, you best have a good plan for after the fight.
Yeah.
Because most of us get depressed. Most of us think we can fight forever, which we don't. Yeah. Once a fighter, always a fighter, right? But like even me now, I haven't thrown a punch for 5 years. I go to the sparring room, watching Namo yesterday. I'm like, yeah, I can do this, I can do that, I can do this. It's still in your head. You can do that. And then until you go there, someone suplex the fuck out of you. Like, oh shit, I shouldn't be here. What the fuck I'm doing here? Do you know what I mean? Yesterday, I was like, yeah, keep your hands up, throw the jab, move your head. And I'm like, that's how I do it. But as a fighter, you already got loads of knowledge. You done a boss. So now your fight career is over. What's your plan? Are you gonna teach? Are you gonna pass on to the other people? Are you gonna try to be a role model to some of these youngsters on the street carrying knife, weapon, and all that? Can you tell them, listen, put the knife down, pick up the gloves? There are so many things, but most fighters don't have plan.
Yeah.
And then you reach 35, 40, you become a stepping stone for some 18 years old who's savage, he been training since he was 8 years old. He should be a black belt, but they don't give him a black belt because he's a baby still. But he trained 10 times more than you. Man, we got kids in my gym, like, they train full time like a fighter. They're 12 years old, they train full time.
Wow.
Do you know what I mean? Like, I got kids, they compete every weekend. Imagine you never competed, and then you go fight coming up. And then you come against the kids who had over 80 to 90 BJJ competition, 25 wrestling, 300 amateur kickboxing class, kickboxing interclub. And good luck, you made your debut against someone like that. Yeah. He will lighten you up like a Christmas tree. Which this is why I tell people, you should look at yourself in the mirror. I know after I fought Benoit Santini, I looked at myself, I said, it's not in me anymore. I'm not gonna let another guy to be a stepping stone for. I'm gonna give it one more go. If it work out, or if not, I'm already out. Every day is hard because I was big. I had a good life. I went to so many countries, holidays, and I thought it. And then when that happened to my student, I thought, okay, I have to set an example for my student. I know Ray asked me to compete one time. I let him down. And now it's me doing jiu-jitsu. And jiu-jitsu is easy. It's very easy on the body, let's be honest. It's not like get an elbow in the face in a fight and get 8 stitches, 9 stitches. What's the worst thing happen in jiu-jitsu? Someone just rip your arm off.
I think I'd rather have 10 stitches than the backache I have.
Oh yeah. Overall with Mega, he's literally cook you. Both of you don't know what cooking is. I'm gonna buy a hat, write his name and say cooking class. Watch.
Cooking class.
I swear to God, man. I work with him this month, every day,
awesome, to
improve every single day, rolling and rolling. And I went over there as a mindset. I'm a white belt. It's my first day, and I'm learning. I'm just gonna grab loads of information. And me, AJ, one of my students, he's also purple belt. He's here. Man, I think we kind of know how to cook people right now. So I'm hoping on Saturday put some cooking class on when I choke this guy out.
Amazing, man.
Yeah.
I wish you all the best on Saturday.
I can't wait.
Thank you so much for coming on the podcast.
I appreciate you guys. Thanks for having me. By the way, listen, you guys do an amazing job around in Thailand. It's good to see you guys. Good to see the brand and everywhere, not just in Thailand. I honestly see it everywhere. I see in UK people wear it. Thanks for having me. I appreciate
it, man. And it's appreciate to find someone that's also on a similar trajectory, like hearing about how much you're helping veterans, how much your gym helps, the people. Like there is a greater good in this world, and there are good people in this world,
you know what I realize is if you look at online stuff, we do a lot of stuff posted online, and the more we do to help people, the more we get better as a community. Sure. When I opened the Trojan, I thought I want to have a gym. When a guy come from that door, say, do I have a bad day? Did my job, my wife, my boyfriend, my girlfriend piss me off? I want to go to there and I felt empty. I want people feel how I felt when I roll. I felt good. When I roll, I just swear and this is how it should be, So, helping out, that's a good thing,
Awesome.
Love it.
Thank you very much.
All right, brother.
Rudeboy Saeed.
Hey.
Hoji of the soil. Let's go.